Pro Group Management. Workers' comp that works for you.
Welcome to Nevada Newsmakers. We take a tour today of the Silver State via its lobbyists. Andy's got the rundown.
Sam, there's two organizations that do a lot of lobbying at the legislature that not many people know about. One is the League of Cities, and the other is the Nevada Association of Counties. We'll talk to both organizations today. Sam?
And on today's Power Pundit panel, Ray Hagar, Marlene, Lockard, and Paul Enos. It's all coming up next on the all-new Nevada Newsmakers.
Nevada Newsmakers, brought to you in part by Charter Communication.
The Abowed family has an appetite for dialogue. Agree or disagree, have the conversation. All opinions are welcome. Since 1977, Adele's.
Catch a straight, dine at 8. Lucky you. Lucky you. Dance till 1. Have some fun. Lucky you. Lucky you. Taste the shrimp. Have a sip. Try the pool. Play it cool. At the Sienna Hotel Spa Casino. Lucky you.
In business, the key to success is not the quantity of your clients, it's the quality of your clients. Almost all companies will tell you they want more sales, but what they really need are quality customers who pay their bills on time. With Employer Link's client vendor screening program, we provide comprehensive reports regarding the financial performance of your corporate prospects, customers, and vendors. Build your business with great clients and vendors. Call Employer Links today at 883-3733.
If you own a business and want to maximize your company's potential, join the Retail Association of Nevada. Our membership benefits include the Nevada Retail Network Self-Insured Group, providing workers' compensation coverage that can lower your rates. That savings can go directly to your bottom line. We are an effective pro-business organization that lobbies on behalf of our business members. The Retail Association of Nevada, protecting Nevada businesses for 35 years. Call 882-1700 to see what we can do for your organization.
This is Nevada Newsmakers with Sam Shad, political analyst Andy Engelman on No Holds Barred Political Forum. Now, from the News 4 Broadcast Center, here's Sam Shad.
And back on Nevada Newsmakers, we're joined by Mike Pacini. He's the president of the Nevada League of Cities. He's also Mayor Pro Tem of Boulder City. And David Fraser, who's the executive director of the Nevada League of Cities. Welcome, gentlemen.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Thank you. Mike, it's nice to have you here.
It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you.
And David, you're new to the job, right?
I am, Andy.
How long have you been with the League of Cities?
I started October 13th.
Wow.
Yes, I'm brand new.
So you missed our legislative session.
I did, indeed.
Okay,
yes.
Explain briefly, if you would, what exactly is the League of Cities and what do you guys do?
The League of Cities is pretty much a watchdog group for the small cities, big cities. It's a conglomerate of cities that we've all gotten together. We have 24 members, cities and municipalities, and we work together on issues. We feel that it's better one voice going to legislature. We share ideas, share issues with each other, and so forth. That's pretty much our strongest suit, the information sharing and the one voice.
And so where is your office?
Our office is in Carson City, just a block west of the legislature. So.
And you work closely with the Nevada Association of Counties?
We do.
On things?
We do. They're very helpful. I'm just brand new, but we've had a very good relationship with them as far as I can tell, and in fact they've been very helpful to me as I'm getting acclimated to the state.
You've got to be very concerned when you read the news that Governor Schwarzenegger in California is cutting the budget and cutting back on monies going to the cities and the counties. And you look at Governor Gwynn saying over the weekend again that he doesn't plan to raise taxes. What that basically is going to mean is less funds for cities and counties. What are your biggest concerns there?
we are concerned that we can keep what we have sometimes. We're the first line. When you pick up your telephone and you need the police, it's the local entities that are providing that service, fire service, public safety. So we're very concerned, and that's, I think, one of our key issues is to go out there and maintain and to have that stability. You know, we're always finding, I realize that shortfalls will happen, and you know, you want to be able to have more monies coming in, but it's a lot of times it's just keeping what you got.
So in the next session, I know one of the things you were fighting for in the last session of the legislature was trying to stay even, to keep the state from taking revenues away from you. Is that going to be your goal in the next session of the legislature? Or are you going to go for a higher tax rate?
No.
Wow.
Do you want to take that one? I think it will always be our goal to try to maintain what we have. Cities are consistently asked to do more and more with less and less, and I think the cities in the state have done an admirable job of doing just that and being very responsible with the money. So, but obviously, it takes money to provide service, so it'll always be a goal of the League of Cities to maintain those revenues. At the same time, to answer the other end of your question, we haven't talked about going after more, after more taxes. Frankly,
Correct.
The timing would be pretty poor, I should think.
But doesn't it become a critical need at a certain point where
Absolutely.
you're going to have to, if the state government, federal government's cutting off money, the state government's cutting off money, firemen and police officers are not going to work for peanuts.
Well, I think you have to look at things realistically. In Southern Nevada, we have an extreme growth thing that's happening, and we have new people. I think there's still 3,000 or 4,000 people a month moving to Southern Nevada. So I think one time somebody's going to have to sit down and say, we do need to look at something. But also, I think it's the information that you get out to people. If you're going to do that, you need to have a plan. You need to put something in place, and you need to be very honest with the public and let people know this is why we're doing it. But we want to show you where this money's going and what we're going to do, the services we're going to provide, and how we're going to cut back. And I think if you're honest with people in that process, and I think people respect that a lot more, because you talk to people all the time, especially in my city, and people know that sometimes, somewhere, something's going to have to give. They're going to have to give a little bit more, and people realize that. But I think it's the honesty. I think it's the process and showing people where that money's going to go and how it's going to help them.
Well, I think there's a couple of interesting examples of that. One on the positive side, which was where the Washoe County School District had to prove to the public over a 2-year period to be able to get sufficient bonding to build new schools, that they had done all the things that the public wanted. You have a second example, which is a bad example, of where the city of Sparks was not able to convince folks to put up enough money for a fire station in an area that has a lot of retirees, where the response time would be several minutes longer. And I think they did a really bad job of saying, you know what, if you don't fund this fire station and you have a heart attack, your odds of surviving are that much less because of this. And they weren't able to do it. They are going to provide that fire station now, but from different funds. So I agree with you. The marketing end is important.
I'm curious. We know that, of course, the nuclear waste, they've come up with a route now that goes through northern Nevada in order to take a twisted way to get down to southern, and will impact some of the cities here in Nevada. And of course, Caliente's happy about this, but I don't think Reno is. And will the League of Cities get involved in this issue?
We have been involved. We just had our National League of Cities conference, and I was in several meetings of public safety, and we were talking about, we raised the issue of transportation. It's not just the issue of storage, it's the cities where these are located and back east, and the states where this will be passing through are starting to wake up and go, wait a minute, you're going to be driving this right through my town? So the transportation issue is starting to pop up, and people are starting to become aware of that. I think they're working on a resolution to ask for some detailed studies about what will happen, what routes, and how will the cities be affected and their populations. So.
Well, I think it was interesting, too, that during a recent snowstorm, a train going over the top of Donna Summit came off the railroad tracks. Not the whole train, but two of the cars came off the track. I think that's a little bit scary when you think that there might be nuclear waste there. Gentlemen, we thank you both for being here. We hope to have you back again.
Appreciate the time.
Your concerns are our concerns. We live here, too.
Thanks very much.
We'll be right back on Nevada Newsmakers after this.
Atlantis is cooking up a party. It's every diner's paradise. Toucan Charlie's Buffet and Grill, voted Reno's best buffet by locals year after year. Experience the Mongolian barbecue, new Asian station, and sumptuous exhibition stations filled with fresh entrees, salads, and desserts. Try the Friday night seafood buffet and Sunday champagne brunch.
Would you like to savor a Trento pork chop? Or maybe pasta rags with grilled chicken? Hugo's Tuscan Grill at D'Andrea is a celebration of color, flavor, and freshness. Each dish is created from natural, wholesome foods that is delicious and nutritious. Hugo's is a comfortable restaurant with breathtaking city views. If you enjoy great food and good company, visit us here at Hugo's. It's the best that dining can be. 2900 South D'Andrea Parkway in Sparks.
I ordered this beef broccoli here at Harris Buffet in Reno, and it was here in less than 60 seconds. What's up with that, Dave?
Sam, that's one of 20 dishes that we guarantee fast, guarantee fresh, made to order 7 days a week at Harris Reno's Buffet.
And I understand that just for this month, a 2-for-1 special just by showing your Nevada ID.
That's correct. We want to invite all of our Nevada residents to come down and experience this great buffet. We guarantee you a fresh, quality meal.
It's fast, it's delicious, and it's 2-for-1 at Harris Buffet.
To experience the royal cuisine of India, you need some serious magic or simply transport yourself to India Garden, right here in Reno, where you'll discover Indian specialties refined over centuries. Sikh kebab, tandoori dishes cooked in our own tandoor oven, biryani specialties, curries, fresh-baked Indian bread, over a dozen vegetarian dishes, even dishes rare to India like dosa, South Indian-style crepes. India Garden off South Virginia near Sports West. We are India.
And now, back to Nevada Newsmakers with Sam Shad and Andy Engelman.
And back on Nevada Newsmakers, we're now joined by Bob Hadfield. He's the Executive Director of the Nevada Association of Counties. Welcome to the program.
And has been for 18 years now. You've seen a lot of things come and go at the legislature, Bob. Why do the counties, individual counties, need a association of counties? What is it you can do that they can't do on their own?
Well, I think, as we all know, life is a lot more complicated now than it was in the early days, but the association's actually 76 years old. So a long time ago, the county commissioners from the state got together and decided they needed a statewide organization to exchange ideas and to address issues of common concerns. Fortunately or unfortunately, depending on your viewpoint, as things have gotten more difficult, and as we see greater differences between counties in our state, haves and have-nots, or ones that are growing rapidly, others that aren't growing at all, in fact losing population, the issues get more complicated, and it's important to address them at a statewide level. Further complicated by what we see north-south. We like to think of there's no north-south, east-west, it's one Nevada. So I think one of the major roles of the association is to keep the counties focused at a statewide level, what's good for everybody statewide, and not to get into the regional ism that happens now and is more prevalent.
What's the number one issue for you right now?
Unfunded mandates. We went to the people in 1992 and got a ballot measure passed.
Advisory ballot measure.
Advisory. It was put on the ballot by each of the 17 counties. Question 8, we called the campaign. And about 82% of the people statewide said that they supported our position. There shouldn't be any unfunded mandates. We got a law passed, but every time we see a bill that has any money consequences to it, there's a little paragraph down at the bottom that says that the provisions of NRS 354.599, the unfunded mandate statute, do not apply. And last session we had the AB 286, which is the retired employee health insurance responsibility, passed. And nobody even could come up with any numbers as to how many people that would affect at the school district level, county, city, all municipalities level, and consequently that's a huge unfunded mandate.
Now that moved those people out of PERS, or do I have this backwards?
No, it's a health insurance and requires now local governments to subsidize their retired employees the same way the state does. We argued that we've got contracts, we have collective bargaining, and we've just received 2 rulings, and inasmuch say that whatever the legislature does takes precedence over our
So essentially,
contract.
for the state to balance its budget, it had to throw some of its costs back to the counties to bear.
Well, I think more properly stated, the state health insurance program, the Public Employees Benefits Program, has not had a good record for a lot of years. And they are looking to expand the number of people in their program to get more money into it. We're not unhappy with where we have our money and where we're purchasing our health insurance now, and our concern is that they went ahead and passed some legislation without even knowing what it was going to cost us.
And ultimately, that costs me money, right, Bob?
It will. It will. School districts were particularly hard hit, and you've already seen some school districts say they need money from the state to help pay the cost.
Let me ask you this. As you look at the counties all assembled together, the representatives, do you see pressure from Clark County to be the big dog, or is it pretty evenly split?
I'm very proud to say, in my tenure, both as a county manager and with NACO in the state, Clark County has never, to my knowledge, in the association, ever done anything to want to have a higher weighted vote or anything. They have one vote. Each county has a vote, plus our officers. They are very statewide oriented, and I think it's practicality when you think about it. If we don't help all of the counties help themselves, you just have to transfer more money from Southern Nevada. You just end up subsidizing. So it's in their best long-term interest to work together with all of the counties to figure out how we can put together programs and put together tax programs that can help them maximize their own ability. The only time I've seen them make a point, and I agree with it, don't ask for help from us if you're not taxing yourself to the maximum ability you have under your current law. And I think that's an equity fairness issue, and I support it, and I think most counties do too.
Thanks. I haven't always agreed with everything that Bob and the Nevada Association of Counties has wanted at the legislature, but frequently, in 18 years, Bob has been a voice of reason when everybody else is going crazy.
Well,
Thank you.
That's a fine note to end it on. Thanks so much for being here. We'll be right back with the pundit panel, and yes, I'm still steamed about that Mary. Lord, we'll be right back.
So what are you going to do now?
Before you head to Carson, take care of yourself with a visit to Tamarack Junction. Catch a hot cup of coffee and the morning news on one of our 32 TVs and enjoy the best food in South Reno. Tamarack Junction, your junction for fun. South Virginia and Amati Ranch Parkway.
The Abowed family has an appetite for dialogue. Agree or disagree, have the conversation. All opinions are welcome. Since 1977, Adele's.
Your home is an expression of all things comforting and familiar. For custom storage, you can count on California Closets to provide quality, value, and design integrity. The process is easy, combining your personal style with our organizing expertise. We care about what matters most to you, making your home functional and beautiful. California Closets, simplifying home and life since 1978. Call today for your complimentary design consultation.
When you sign up for Wells Fargo free checking, you get more than free checking. You get the freedom to bank when and where you want. Wells Fargo, the next stage.
Make your daily commute easy with breakfast or lunch at the Tamarack Junction. Enjoy daily specials, super fast service, and South Reno's freshest morning meals. Tamarack Junction, your junction for fun. South Virginia and Amati Ranch Parkway.
And now, back to Nevada Newsmakers with Sam Shad and Andy Engelman.
And back on Nevada Newsmakers, we have a terrific panel today, and we start out with Ray Hagar from the Reno Gazette-Journal, Marlene Lockard from Capital Strategies, and Paul Enos with the Retail Association of Nevada, a fine sponsor of this program.
Yes, we disclosed.
Wanted to bring up, and we didn't get a chance to talk about it too much in the pundit panel yesterday, this administration proposal to put $1.5 billion towards supporting the family. And that goes on top of the $87 billion we just sent to Iraq, and now we're going to go to the moon again and Mars. What are you thinking about this?
Well, I'm I'm fine with what we're doing in Iraq and the money that we're spending to go to Mars. I mean, I think that's fantastic, but I don't know that the government has ever been successful in legislating personal behavior or promoting personal behavior. $1.5 billion to promote healthy marriages, it might sound good, but I don't think it's the place of government, and I don't think they'll be successful at promoting healthy marriages or changing people's behavior.
I think what it demonstrates is that the political season has begun in earnest for President Bush. He is simply throwing his conservative base a bone. He knows it will not pass. We do not have the money to do this. And same with going to the moon. These are all calculated campaign announcements leading into this election year to satisfy certain segments of his constituency.
Jump in here, Ray.
Well, I agree with you. One thing about Bush and these recent announcements, the one that gets me is going to Mars and the moon. Bush is so straightforward, he will look for anywhere to find weapons of mass destruction.
Well, but I know a lot of people.
Line of the month.
I know a lot of people disagree with spending money in space exploration. They think that money can best be spent on people here on Earth. But when you actually look at what has come out of the space program and the innovations that have crept into everyday life, from Velcro to Kevlar to Teflon.
I absolutely agree. I absolutely agree, and I support space exploration.
I do too.
But not now. We have so much on our plate to throw this out there when we're in the middle of a war. We're not even outfitting our troops properly.
We were in the middle of
Iraq
the Cold War when John F. Kennedy proposed that we go to the moon. And the Cold War, I mean, potentially had much more of an impact on the world than the war against terror.
I agree with former Senator John Glenn and astronaut John Glenn, who said we must take care of the space shuttle program and those things that are on the chart right now before we start leaping off to Mars. There are things that they have put in the queue that make absolutely legitimate sense for NASA and the space program to be spending their money on.
Well, I think you need to at least put it out there, because if you don't give people something to strive for and something to work towards, then you just stay stagnant. And I think you've seen that with the space program in the last 20 years.
A lot of this is a generational viewpoint, and I think the younger generation, who doesn't have any frontiers left, is excited by this, and that's probably good.
Is that a nice way of saying I am old?
No, I think it's a we.
It's a we, and I don't think the younger generation understands how much we're going to have to pay for it.
But you know,
Andy, I totally understand how much we're going to pay for it, and it's not necessarily going to be you, but it's going to be me, and it's going to be my children and grandchildren. And when you're I have no problem with the government spending money to promote deep science. No,
you know,
I don't.
My only objection to this is I don't want to send humans to Mars. I want to send robots. You know, that's the problem. You know, we've had 2 shuttle accidents where 14 astronauts have lost their lives. We know that it's not necessary to send humans into space for us to explore. Do it that way. And my wife and I were glued to that TV watching all the video from the Discovery Channel with the rover landing on Mars. And they were treating it like a news broadcast. They were so excited about it. And so, yeah, I'm in favor of space exploration too. But I'm concerned about
But let me to get back, I just want to quickly get back to something Marlene said. I agree that the president is throwing a bone to the right-wing conservatives with this marriage proposal, but I do not understand, even as a conservative, why government has to get into our bedrooms. I am just tired of it.
Absolutely agree.
I would like government to stay out of my house, please. Ray, I'm going to change the subject now. Ray, you've been covering No Child Left Behind. We seem to be caring about the slowest in the class, those who are least able to help themselves.
Yes.
We're doing anything for those that are the brightest?
Well, and not in No Child Left Behind, because what No Child Left Behind is about is pulling the less fortunate student, pulling the ones that don't have the same resources along with the rest. What this will mean in Washoe County is that more and more of the school's funding will go to help students, perhaps in special ed, English as a second language students, rather than your regular run-of-the-mill students you may find at Roy Gom or Collin Ranch. I think that more funding will go to poorer schools, therefore more middle-class schools. I think parents, the onus will be on parents to fundraise more to keep up with the money needs.
Well, if Valerie Weiner gets the Coke machines taken out of school, they're going to have a big deficit.
Well, that's a good point, because right now in school, what they serve and call it nutrition is a lot of junk food. If you go to a school and see what they serve in the cafeteria, sometimes see what they serve in the snack shop, look at the vending machines, there's a lot of sugar, and there's more sugar. And how do you teach a fourth grade kid hyped up on 2 Coca-Colas in the afternoon? You're going to have to...
The No Left Behind Act is another absolutely huge unfunded mandate that Bob Hatfield was just referring to. I mean, that is a classic example. There are just huge expectations, lots of requirements, and Congress has not funded it to do what the requirements are. So the states, again, are put in a catch-22.
Well, it's a big election.
And we have 26 million sitting in D.C.
Iowa caucus is coming up. Who's going to win it? Just round the table one time.
Real quick.
Howard Dean.
I'm going to stick with Dean.
I'm going to go with Dizzy Dean.
Andy?
I'll go with Dean, too.
I think so, too. We'll be right back on Nevada Newsmakers.
Unanimous?
It's America's largest historical district, and it's fun for the entire family. Virginia City is where the West comes alive every day, from train rides to gunslingers. Your gang can explore mines and interesting museums, visit historic saloons, and do some great shopping. Virginia City is the ultimate in family entertainment, and it's very affordable. Come up and stay overnight in our hotels, motels, and RV park. Virginia City, the Wild West at its best.
I ordered this beef broccoli here at Harris Buffet in Reno, and it was here in less than 60 seconds. What's up with that, Dave?
Sam, that's one of 20 dishes that we guarantee fast, guarantee fresh, made to order 7 days a week at Harris Reno's Buffet.
And I understand that just for this month, a 2-for-1 special just by showing your Nevada ID.
That's correct. We want to invite all of our Nevada residents to come down and experience this great buffet. We guarantee you a fresh, quality meal.
It's fast, it's delicious, and it's 2-for-1 at Harris Buffet.
Atlantis is cooking up a party. It's every diner's paradise. Toucan Charlie's Buffet and Grill, voted Reno's best buffet by locals year after year. Experience the Mongolian barbecue, new Asian station, and sumptuous exhibition stations filled with fresh entrees, salads, and desserts. Try the Friday night seafood buffet and Sunday champagne brunch. Atlantis.
When you sign up for Wells Fargo free checking, you get more than free checking. You get the freedom to bank when and where you want. Wells Fargo, the next stage.
Nevada Newsmakers, brought to you in part by Charter Communication.
And back on Nevada Newsmakers, have a very special show on the State of the Union speech from the President coming up on Tuesday. And so tune in on Tuesday afternoon here at News 4 for the very latest.
And you can get more information on the elections and what's going on KRNV.com, Nevada Newsmakers. Stay with us Monday. It'll be an exciting show.
See ya.